2 9-year-old brothers vanished without a trace on a school morning, and no one cared to look deeper. Behind their disappearance stood a woman with a soothing voice and a plan no child could resist. But their mother never stopped digging, and 15 years later, a single burned diary cracked the case wide open. Just wait until you hear the horrifying truth she uncovered, and how justice finally found its voice. The morning Caleb and Marcus vanished, Lincoln was covered in frost. Angela Turner's windshield was still half frozen when she dropped them off. Marcus waved twice. Caleb made that face he always made, eyebrows up, lips pressed. She smiled. Didn't know it was goodbye. By 9:12 a.m., Mrs. Donnelly marked both twins absent. By noon, the secretary called Angela. "They never came in," she laughed. "That's not possible. I dropped them off myself." The laugh didn't reach her eyes. Angela sped back to Jefferson Elementary. The parking lot was full of minivans. Dismissal hadn't started. She rushed past the receptionist. "Have you seen Caleb and Marcus Turner?" The woman blinked. "They were absent today." "No, I left them at the gate." Police were called. The principal sealed the building. Teachers lined the hallways like guards. Room 104 still had the twins' jackets on hooks. Their lunches were inside. Identical Spider-Man boxes. Untouched. But Marcus's locker had one thing. A sticky note. Lunch plans changed. No name, no fingerprints, just ballpoint ink in shaky print. Angela collapsed when they found it. Detectives stormed the building. The security system was down. A lightning storm the night before had knocked out power. Surveillance was blank. Any staff notice them? No one. Exit doors? All locked from the inside. No alarms. Dogs were brought in. Helicopters searched wooded areas. Nothing. Angela didn't sleep for 5 days. She walked the school perimeter in circles. She screamed at janitors. Grabbed a substitute teacher by the collar. "What did you see?" "Nothing, I swear." Then the rumors started. Maybe they ran away. Maybe someone picked them up. They were quiet kids. Maybe they snapped. Angela shut the world out. She plastered their faces everywhere. Grocery stores, billboards, church bulletins. 6 weeks in, searchers gave up. No tire tracks, no footprints, not even a thread of clothing. Angela cursed every officer. "They didn't vanish," she shouted at a press conference. "Someone made them vanish." No one clapped. Years passed. Leads faded. The school moved on. A new gym, a new mascot, new kids. But Angela kept calling, every Monday. "Anything new?" "Sorry, ma'am. Still cold." Until 15 years later. Jefferson Elementary began renovations. A construction crew gutted the old science wing. Behind a cinder-block wall just above eye level, a worker's hammer punched through insulation. He hit something soft, then blackened. Burned. A spiral-bound notebook, charred and fused to the plaster. Foreman called police. The lab tested the paper. Dated to the early 90s. Almost every page was ash, except one. Page 17. Ink scorched but legible. 7 words. We followed the voice. It said lunch. Angela fainted when she read it. Detectives reopened the case. News vans camped outside Jefferson. Ghost diary found at missing kids' school. The officer in charge shook her head. "Who puts a diary behind a wall?" Angela spoke at the vigil that night. Candles lit the schoolyard. Her voice cracked. "They didn't leave. They didn't run. They followed something. Someone." The crowd was silent. Reporters pushed for answers. Why was the diary hidden? What voice did they follow? Who knew about that wall? And more terrifying, was it still calling? Angela stood inches from the wall, as if it might speak again. "We followed the voice," she whispered. Her breath fogged the air. Reporters swarmed the school gates. One shouted, "Was it a teacher's voice? A recording? A lure?" Angela didn't answer, but her eyes narrowed. That night, Channel 6 aired the interview with Mr. Halverson, the former science teacher, pale, shaking. "The laughter," he said. "It didn't sound right. Too organized." "What do you mean?" the reporter asked. "It came every Tuesday. Same time. Always Tuesdays. Right before lunch." The next day, the school board released a press statement. No such basement exists. The building was updated in 1984. There is no access, no evidence of structural anomalies. But behind closed doors, 2 contractors were fired for speaking to the press. And at 6 p.m., the Lincoln Gazette got a letter. No return address, no note, just a blueprint. Yellowed, creased, stamped, 1972, Jefferson Elementary, basement level. 1 hallway, 5 rooms, 1 labeled Audio Lab. Angela drove to the Gazette office herself, slapped the printout on the chief editor's desk. Is it real? He studied it. This stamp, government issue, the old civil defense seal. That basement was a bomb shelter. I want in, he blinked. It's sealed. No stairs, no elevator, just rumors. Then we find the door. Angela posted the blueprint online. Within 24 hours, a former janitor messaged her anonymously. Username, Link Custodial 77. You're looking for the panel behind room 13, near the boiler. 2 switches, 1 green, 1 brass. Green disables the alarm. Brass opens the hatch. Angela met him at a diner. He never gave a name. Wore a baseball cap low. You didn't hear this from me, he said. But back in '89 I found drawings down there. Kids. Ballpoint pen. One said, Voice says don't tell. Why didn't you report it? I did. And? They fired me. Angela returned to the school under the guise of organizing a memorial. She wore a volunteer badge, asked to use the restroom, then slipped down the East Wing hall, past room 13, found the boiler door. Inside, cobwebs, rust, a faint metallic smell. And there it was, half buried in dust, a brass switch with a green toggle next to it. She paused, pressed green. Nothing. Then brass. A low click echoed. A seam appeared along the left wall. A hatch, hinged, heavy. She pushed. It opened. The air that came out was wrong. Angela stepped back. Her flashlight flickered. Down below, stone steps, damp, silent, cold. Her hands shook. She called her son's name. Caleb? Then, softly, from the darkness, a metallic whisper. It was a recording, a woman's voice. Come on now, downstairs. Lunch is ready. Angela screamed, slammed the hatch shut. Her phone fumbled from her hands. The voice repeated, Let's go. Lunch is waiting. Down the stairs, sweetheart. Her flashlight died, and somewhere, beneath her feet, something moved. The school creaked like an old ship under pressure. Angela gripped the flashlight tighter. The podcaster, Max, checked his gear, breath shallow. Behind them, the retired detective, Holt, scanned every corner like a man back in a crime scene he once buried. No one's been down here since the 90s, he muttered. Not legally. Angela didn't speak. She stared at the melted padlock. Its metal curled like wax. Holt pushed the basement door open. The stench hit them first. Damp rot, old iron, something sweeter beneath, like fruit gone bad. Max turned his camera on. We're inside the sealed basement beneath Jefferson Elementary. If what they say is true... Angela cut him off. Just film. They stepped inside. Flashlights sliced through pitch-black corridors, walls lined with peeling posters, emergency drills, Cold War instructions, dated 1978. But then the drawings started. Crayon sketches, dozens, stick figures in hallways, a sun with no face, a woman's head scribbled over. Angela knelt. This is Caleb's. He drew suns like this, always 5 rays, exactly 5. Max swallowed hard. These aren't just drawings, they're messages. Further in, they found torn textbook pages, burn marks, one still legible, sound experiments and auditory suggestion. Someone was testing something down here, Holt said. On kids. Angela's flashlight caught a speaker, cracked, bolted to the ceiling. They heard the voice through this. A low thump echoed from deeper inside. They all froze. Footsteps? Max whispered. No. Pipes settling, Holt replied, but didn't sound sure. They entered the next room. A corner of insulation had collapsed. Beneath it, shoes, piled high, tiny sneakers, Velcro sandals, Ballet flats. Angela fell to her knees. She reached into the pile, picked up a left shoe. This was Marcus's. The green scuff, he dragged his foot. Her hands trembled. It's his. Max zoomed in. Each shoe had a name inside. Kevin, Marisol, Danny, Jonah. None were Caleb or Marcus. Holt stepped back. I recognize these names. They're not just Lincoln. They're from across Nebraska. Max whispered, How many kids went missing back then? Angela's voice broke. No one ever connected them. No one thought to. They pushed deeper. Behind the old furnace, a rusted steel door waited. Holt kicked it once. It groaned open. Inside, one chair, bolted to the floor, leather straps, dried residue at the base. The room was silent. No windows. Just a broken intercom mic on the wall. Angela stepped in, her shadow trembling, scratched deep into the concrete. We stayed quiet like it said. It said lunch was soon. Max whispered, Who made them write that? Angela touched the scratches. Her fingers stopped. She backed away suddenly, heart racing. Holt moved closer, lifted his light. Behind the chair, the wall was blackened. Not from soot. Burn marks. Scorched handprints. Small. Child-sized. Dozens of them. Fingers spread like they were pushing from the inside, trying to escape. Angela screamed. Max dropped the camera. What is this place? The room groaned again. Not the walls. Not the pipes. From above, the speaker crackled. Then, a voice. Female. Measured. Gentle. Sweethearts. Downstairs, please. Lunch is waiting. Angela ran. Holt followed. Max fumbled with the camera, breath ragged. The hallway lights flickered. Then they heard it. A metallic door slamming shut behind them. And one more thing. Bare feet. Running. Not towards them, but around. The AV room reeked of dust and secrets. Angela stood in the center, surrounded by tape reels, unlabeled boxes, and decayed control panels. Holt flipped through a logbook. Entries ended in 1988. But the switchboard still worked. Red lights blinked. Live circuits. This system's still broadcasting, he said, after all these years. Max loaded the lunch bell tape. Static. Then the voice. Calm. Maternal. Come on, sweethearts. Just down the stairs. It's lunchtime. Angela's breath caught. That's her, she whispered. The voice they followed. Her name was Gloria Pike, Holt said. AV assistant. Vanished 72 hours after the twins. Angela stared at a faded ID badge left in a desk drawer. Gloria's face smiled back, hair pinned tight, eyes blank. No family, no trace, no income history after 1991, Holt added. Dead end. Max inserted the next tape, the unmarked one. It flickered to life. Grainy footage. 3:12 a.m. A figure walked the empty hall outside the old science wing. Male. Janitor uniform. He paused at the wall, reached into a duffel, pulled out a spiral-bound diary, pressed it into the hollow behind insulation, lit a match, held it for 5 seconds, then walked away. That's not Gloria, Max said. He was hired last year, Holt confirmed. Routine background check. Nothing stood out, until we questioned him. Angela closed her eyes. What did he say? Holt's voice dropped. Said she told him to do it. That she said they were hungry again. Max dropped his camera. She told him? Gloria Pike's been gone for 15 years. Angela's voice was flat. What else did he say? Just one thing, Holt replied. He asked us not to go downstairs alone. Angela laughed once, bitter. Too late. Max pointed at the switchboard. Wait, this thing's on a timer, right? The voice played every day at 11:45 a.m. How? Holt followed the wires. Remote activation, analog circuit. But the trigger isn't manual, it's internal. Like motion detection? Max asked. Or sound, Holt muttered. Angela leaned in. Someone, or something, still triggers it. Something downstairs. They rewound the lunch bell tape, played it again. Angela watched the dials. At the 12-second mark, a needle spiked. Holt pointed. That's not playback. That's a return signal. A what? Feedback, he said. Something's answering. Angela stepped back. It's listening. The air thickened. Max loaded one last tape labeled Staff Comms. 5 minutes of silence. Then voices. Distant. Warped. Kids aren't responding like before. Tell Gloria to reset audio channel 3. They won't stay quiet anymore. We can't feed them lies forever. Angela stepped back from the monitor. They weren't teaching. They were testing. Max stared at the tape. Why would a school record that? They didn't, Holt said. These were never meant to be found. Angela turned to the speaker. Play it again. Holt hit the switch. Come on, sweethearts. Just down the stairs. It's lunchtime. The intercom crackled louder. Then silence. Then a sound that didn't belong. Soft, wet, chewing. Max whispered, What the hell is that? Angela answered without blinking. They're still eating. The intercom screamed. A child's voice. Then 2. Then 10. Screaming. Then cut. And all the switchboard lights turned red.